Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Meraki, and welcome to Late Night Talks, where I try to replicate those 3 a.m. conversations you have with your friends. Today, we're going to be talking about growing up. When we're younger, we often dream of growing up. Like when I was 10 years old, I dreamed of becoming 13 so I could become a teenager and start doing all this cool stuff with competitive gaming and all that stuff. When I was 13, I wanted to be 15 so I could get a permit and start driving, which I did not do until I was like 18. Then when I was 15, I wanted to become 18 so I could become adult and do whatever I wanted. See, but the problem with that is when we dream of growing up, a lot of times we missed out on the one thing that really mattered, which was living that life in that time that we had in that moment. Because a lot of times nowadays I look back on those and I'm like, dang, I really missed out on life. I missed out on those moments that I wish I could go back to and relive, and I wasted so much time wishing I could become an older version of myself. I wish I could grow up. But now I don't really want to grow up in a lot of ways. Because growing up is scary. There's a lot of things that can be frightening about growing up, whether it's bills or taxes or a lot more personal responsibility. Whenever you have a family, you have to provide for your family. It's a lot more stress growing up than it is being a kid. But everyone wants to grow up. There's no denying that. There's something innate in us that wants to be like the people around us, the adults. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But now that I'm an adult technically, and I'll be 19 pretty soon, I miss being a kid. I miss being free from those responsibilities, those things that are weighing me down right now. I'm in college right now. I don't even have to pay bills or pay taxes right now. I don't have a job because I'm trying to focus on my studies. And I think about the future and I think about it a lot. And I get stressed out. I get really stressed out. I'm a big overthinker. I just wish I could relive those moments I had with my friends. I miss whenever I had to worry about staying up late because my dad might be walking down the hallway. And if he hears me, well, I'm screwed. And now I gotta get in trouble. And I'm gonna go have that scary talk. Like, I remember one time I think I was like 13. And I was like up at 3 in the morning playing like Fortnite or something with my friends. And I heard my dad walk. Looking back, it's pretty funny. He was like walking in the hallway and I heard him. I was trying to stay as quiet as possible because if I made any noise, I would be screwed. And he hears me, of course, because I was like yelling and junk. And he just says, "Why are you up?" And I just don't know what to say for myself. But what I was trying to say with that story is I miss those times where that was the most of my worries, where I had to worry about my dad if I was late at night playing video games, or if I was doing something stupid, or whatever the mess, right? Those are the things that I wish I could just go back to. Those late night conversations with my friends when we were talking about whatever, whether it was like deep junk or some stupid crap about something we saw on the internet. And I look at that friend group I had and I look where they are now. And it kind of makes me sad where some of these people have went. Some are like straight up near alcoholics, and man, that breaks my heart because these people, I grew up with them, and you never know where those people that you were with are going to be because people change. And not everything stays as it used to be. Some people go down good paths and others don't. Those memories that we have together, they're not necessarily gone, but those times that we have are just, you're never gonna get it back. And I've really struggled a lot with that. I was talking with my friends actually about that recently, about that specific stuff. Like, we were thinking about our friend group and where they are now, and it kind of just made us a little bit sad and reflect on those times and how we wish we had that moment back. And we were like planning and stuff to like, oh, we're gonna stay up late and we're gonna talk and have those times, we're gonna play all those games we used to play. But right now I'm thinking like, man, maybe it's just not gonna be the same. Because it's not necessarily those things that we did that we miss. What we miss is the fact that we were kids. We didn't have responsibilities. We didn't have, well, I guess we had chores and stuff, but it wasn't like actual hard stuff, you know? You know, those times that you have when you're a kid, they weren't always even better than they are now. Like, I didn't have a good childhood growing up necessarily. I had a lot of family problems, financial issues. I grew up poor. And it wasn't like those times were good. It's just, you know, I was a kid. And that childlike nature in you as you grow older slowly kind of fades. And I've wrestled a lot with the fact of growing up. I don't think it's necessarily a problem with growing up. It's a problem with the amount of responsibilities we place on ourselves. Like, yes, we have to get a job. I'm not saying be lazy, that's really bad. But what I'm saying is we put so much emphasis on grinding and this really bad work culture where we work like 80 to like 100 hours a week because we gotta get money, we gotta get rich. And what's the purpose of getting rich if you're not enjoying your life? Those superficial things like money are not important. Like, yes, money's great. You can buy what you want. But I'm not going to be extremely overtly happy with the fact I have a $4,000 computer if I'm empty inside and I'm not doing what I want to do. What I've found out is I think it's okay to just be a kid in certain aspects. You don't have to be a slave to work to the grind always. Sometimes you have to because finances and stuff. I understand that. But you can't get rid of those things that made you. Those little things, those dreams that you have, those little aspirations, things you want to do in life, little skills you want to learn. There's no point of getting rid of those for the sake of money in this grind set culture. I think what we need to do is we need to really examine ourselves and revert back in some ways to that childlike wonder and those childlike dreams that we had. I've always dreamed of doing what I'm doing right now. I've dreamed of talking and doing YouTube and all those things, and it's really frightened me for a while, but I just decided I'm just gonna go do it. I have another channel where I write video essays and stuff, and whenever I did that, I found a lot of fulfillment in life from doing something I'm really passionate about. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's always good to just grow up in the sense of how we view growing up. I think the real beauty of life will be found when you search deep and actually accomplish those things and chase those things that you really want to do. So if there's ever been anything you've wanted to do or wanted to achieve, I would just say, just try it and see where it takes you. There's a lot of time. You may not have a lot of time on Earth, or you may have a lot of time on Earth. So I would want to spend every bit of my waking hours doing something I could be proud of and something I would want to look back and say, I'm proud that I actually did that.